During the testimony we just heard, there was mention on several occasions about the new Afghan strategy that, as the chairman noted in his opening remarks, we would expect to be released perhaps as early as this week. And Ms. Williams-Bridgers, you mentioned as well that in your estimation, this new Afghan strategy ought to estimate the financial commitments that the United States is willing to make and understand those parameters going in. Let me ask a broader question just for curiosity's sake. Have any of your offices been consulted by the administration or the Pentagon as this new strategy has been developed? Has there been any discussion that you're aware of to try to integrate some of these lessons that we've learned into the new strategy?
Mr. McHugh, we have been asking to see the strategy as it's being developed, because we do believe that, based on much of the work that we have done about what is necessary to be included in a strategy and what we have identified as shortcomings in our existing operations that could be used, we have not yet been provided any drafts of that strategy. What I would also say, though, is in addition to a national strategy that would reflect on the skills and the expertise of the various agencies, what we would like to see is that that strategy would be used as a basis for then developing joint operational plans. That currently is absent. We have seen no evidence of a plan that would articulate what the specific roles and responsibilities and an integration of those roles and responsibilities by the various agencies. We know that a joint operational plan, as called for in military doctrine, would provide a good foundation then for developing sector-level plans, which each agency would then be responsible for. So we think there is an order of business that needs to occur in development of better thinking about how to best use our resources, anticipate the cost, and plan for any mitigating strategies should the overall goals articulated in a national strategy not be achieved.
I appreciate that. General Fields, any opportunity for input from the SIGAR side of the equation?
Thank you, sir. In direct answer to your question, we have not been specifically asked to advise on the new strategy that's eventually going to be formally announced. However, we have two reports that have been made available by way of having posted them on our web. In our most recent report, and specifically in the letter that I prefaced the report by, sent to the Congress, we did identify some issues that we would hope that the administration would take into consideration as they structure this new strategy. One is a resounding or an echoing theme each time I have visited Afghanistan. One is the lack of participation by the very country in the reconstruction effort that we are trying to advance in the 21st century. Bottom line is the senior leaders of Afghanistan essentially complained to me about the fact that they are not being involved enough, or at least not to the capability that they feel they have in the reconstruction effort, in the decision process, and so forth. I would hope that this is a measure that the administration would take under consideration as it puts together this strategy. More specifically, the government and the industries, if you will, of Afghanistan would like to partake more in the contracting effort. This is something that I noted in Mr. Bowen's hard lessons, that this too was an issue in Iraq. And it is one that we have yet to get completely correct as we address matters in Afghanistan. One of our missions, and in fact our principal mission, is to conduct oversight. And we will look into matters like this where subsequent to the strategy, and even as we continue the work that we have been carrying on for the past few months, we will look into the extent to which there are opportunities for greater participation, for example, by the government and various entities of Afghanistan in their own reconstruction effort. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Bowen.
Yes, Ranking Member McHugh. We did brief the NSC staff on lessons learned from Iraq and how they apply to Afghanistan, as well as President Obama's Deputy Chief of Staff.
Great. Well, I would simply suggest, as both the Chairman and I mentioned in our opening comments, the main objective here is not to continue making the mistakes of the past, and to whatever extent you may or may not have been consulted. I was honored to get a call this week from the Secretary of Defense, and he assured me this would be a consultative process. So I would hope, Mr. Chairman, we could use some of the findings of this hearing and our past hearings with respect to SIGAR and SIGAR to help evolve the best policy forward, so that Afghanistan becomes something of a template, not for the next series of mistakes, but for the next series of successes.